Once in a while there comes a game that completely takes the world by storm. Not just one that completely enamours gamers, but one that enthralls the masses. The most obvious example of this in recent years is Pokemon Go. The mobile phenomenon had millions of people catching monsters in the summer of 2016, and continues to enthrall people to this day. The latest game to come seeing people in this way? Animal Crossing: New Horizons. The latest entry in Nintendo's long-running live sim franchise appears to have taken the world by storm. One quick glance at Twitter uncovers a whole host of screenshots of cutesy villagers, wondrous creations that make you question having any creativity at all, and turnips. A whole lot of turnips. Animal Crossing has always been a series that has thrived on the ability to share your creations with others, and this idea may have hit its pinnacle with the latest entry in the franchise. My first Animal Crossing game was New Leaf for the 3DS, and even back then I remember the joy of searching online for cool designs to use in my town or like-minded people to play with. As social media has grown and people have become even more connected, the way we played the game has evolved too, and it is all the better for it. Now granted, this comes at a particularly turbulent time for the world. The vast majority of us are stuck inside at present, and a relaxing island getaway is the perfect escape. I'm sure current events have caused more people to pick up the game than maybe would have normally, however I don't believe it's as big a number as some might think. Animal Crossing has quickly grown into one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, with the previous entry in the series racking up over 12 million sales to date. New Horizons is already off to a record-breaking start, so it's clear Nintendo has hit upon a winning formula. But is it worthy of all the hype though? Short answer, yes. The longer answer, well, let's get into it. You begin the game on a deserted island. You're given a few starting tasks to get yourself and your fellow island residents set up before the game switches to the real-time clock and the real fun begins. Animal Crossing isn't really a game with a main goal to accomplish. There are certainly things to work toward, upgrading your house and filling up the museum, but these are pretty much optional. The game invites you to go about things at your own pace, allowing you to focus on what it is you want to do. There is a loose structure for the first few weeks of the game as you work to get your island a 3-star rating and put on the big KK Slider concert. Fulfilling these goals unlocks the terraforming option, which opens up so many possibilities, however you're never forced to do so. This is what makes Animal Crossing so compelling. With so many games you push from one quest to another, one level to the next, but here you're given free rein. Want to complete the story? Go ahead. Just want to collect all the items? That's fine too. The game offers you full control, and in doing so provides a welcome breath of fresh air in a world where it's easy to get bogged down in quest markers and collectibles. The gameplay itself is pretty intuitive. You use specific tools for specific actions, the net for catching bugs, the shovel for digging holes, it's all straightforward. This lends the game to being incredibly accessible, a significant positive for the game's younger audience, and helps reaffirm that relaxed approach the game takes. As you progress and unlock inventory upgrades and quality of life perks like the tool wheel, going about your daily tasks becomes ever easier. However, there are some annoying quirks. For the first time in the series' history, tools are breakable. This doesn't initially seem to be so bad until you realise how quickly they break and how obtuse the crafting system can be. There's no kind of indication for when your tools are due to break, which can cause no end of frustration when you're in the middle of an important task. Maybe you're smashing apart the daily bell rock and your shovel breaks halfway through. This is a timed event, so after a few seconds those bells are gone. Or say you're fishing at the far reaches of your island when the rod breaks, forcing an annoying trek to your nearest crafting bench. As mentioned before, crafting itself can be a pain. Should you wish to craft multiples of an item, there is no option for this. Instead, you're made to go in and out of menus, watching the same crafting animation and reading the same text over and over. These are small gripes, but when added together can make this relaxing game feel quite frustrating at times. I mentioned earlier about how much more social this latest game feels compared to its predecessors. Not only do you have the ability to both share and download designs to spruce up your clothing and furniture, you're able to visit one another's islands. The method for doing so is, in typical Nintendo fashion, more of a chore than it needs to be. In opening your island up for visitors, you have to go through a fairly lengthy dialogue with the game's airline staff. Then once people do start to arrive, you have to suffer through an annoyingly long connection screen. This isn't so bad if you have 1 or 2 visitors, but the game allows you to have up to 7 other people on your island at any one time, meaning the simple process of connecting with your friends is a slog, and that's before dealing with any connection issues one might have. It tends to work well enough, but once again Nintendo has made connecting online a painful experience and brings into question why it's something we're paying extra for these days. All that said, Animal Crossing New Horizons is still an exceptionally well crafted game. New features such as the Nook Miles tickets offer an achievement-like system, giving those looking for a bit more structure from the game a goal to work toward. Meanwhile, regular features fans are accustomed to have been updated, making the game feel fresh and polished. Whilst there are certainly some quality of life improvements to be made, there is no denying Animal Crossing New Horizons is the latest hit in the Nintendo Switch library. With future updates promising fun events to keep the game feeling fresh all year round, it's clear this is one we're going to be playing for a long time to come. Animal Crossing New Horizons is an inventive and wholesome addition to the franchise. Boasting some fun and creative new features, the game is slightly bogged down by some quality of life issues, but overall promises an exciting and relaxing escape into an adorable new world.